All right. Are we good now? Fuck. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, stop. I because I'm tired, not because I suck at the game. No, it isn't. What the fuck, dude? No, what he's literally describing is him button mashing. He's describing button mashing. That's it. He's saying that the game is dropping his inputs because he's button mashing. He's mashing. When I play Mortal Kombat, right, and I can't get my combos to come out, it's because I'm mashing the buttons. It's because I'm not being precise with my inputs. It is all on me. It is never the equipment. It is never this. It isn't. You can connect it through wire, and with the PS5, with PS5, it has lightning chargers, USB-C to USB-C charging cables. You can use that, and it works for the controllers, dude. It will work for your fight stick. You are lying. You're lying. You're lying. I can look at my PlayStation 5 right now, and I can see it right here. USB Type C, Lightning port, USB Type 3.0 or whatever the fuck it is. You know, it's a lightning charger port too. It's capable of sending high speed inputs to your console. And you're saying that because your inputs are dropping, that it's the equipment. That is a $300 pro level fight stick. You are fucking lying. You bought that fight stick specifically because you believed it would make you better at the game, or at least allow the skill that you have to persist. But no, it isn't. It isn't. Your skill is limited. It's obvious. If you can't Blanca spam, right, or you can't headbutt spam with E Honda like you always do, you give up. When you played Mortal Kombat 1, you gave up on the beta because there were no spammable characters that had spammable moves that led to combos. You quit because you couldn't compete, bro. And now you're quitting, or at least complaining more because you can't compete when other people can. It's your fault you don't play these games off stream. You admitted I don't play the games off stream. If you're only playing the game for money, bro, you will never get good at it. Ever. One second. I don't need to run it at 1080p. 720p 60 fine. That's how it is, Phil. That is how it is in a fighting game. It's literally a rock, paper, scissors type of experience. You make a choice based on the thing that you believe your opponent is going to do. If your opponent throws out a bunch of punches, right? High punches, and you start blocking high, right? And then they switch to low and you block high, that is not your opponent's fault. That is your fault for not anticipating that because they're spamming high, they might go low. Use process of elimination. If I hit 3 high punches and I hit a low kick, that's not the opponent's fault for switching it up. That's your fault for not anticipating the switch up. That's your fault. Excuse me. This is bullshit. You're telling me to turn. No, it isn't. Oh my god. The only reason you got Blanca to master on Xbox is because they had that thing where you got a bunch of points for having a win streak. That's the only reason. There it went down. Or you're practicing against a dummy who does not respond the same way somebody else does. A real person playing against a computer is not the same as playing against another person. It isn't. The computer will give you things that the person you're fighting against will not. Perfect example, this combo. Maybe it is able to be blocked, but in training, when the opponent isn't trying to block you, it won't get blocked, Phil. You're not practicing right. It is you, dude, and only you. Nobody else. Just you. If you are lagging, that is your internet. If the whole match is lagging, then it's both of your internets. But if it's just you lagging, then it is your internet. It is your internet. If it says 180 ping, that is your ping because it matches you with people with like equal ping. Every time I get in a match in Street Fighter 6, I have an 80 millisecond ping every time, or like 60 to 80 milliseconds every time. I never go over 100, Phil, but you are consistently over 100. That is your internet. But bro, bullshit. How is it not playing the fucking audio, bro? This whole time? Oh, wow. Well, it's only been 10
There was
minutes.
one time, it was the end of a
There it is.
match, okay? I was right here and Ken was right here. And Ken threw a overdrive Hadouken, fireball. And I'm just standing there and I block and it hits me and I die. It wasn't chip damage, it legit hit me. Even though all I did was go block. So I don't
Oh
know.
my
You
God, you
know, if you
fucking dum-dum.
basically if you look at the situation,
Fucking dum-dum. You dum-dum. Just because you hit block does not mean that you get the block. If the attack was hitting you or within your hitbox and you hit block as it's hitting you, you don't get the block. You don't. Unless you're able to perfect time it, which you obviously aren't because you just said your internet is garbage. No, bro. Stop making excuses for why you suck. You got bodied in Mortal Kombat and you said it was the beta's fault. No, no. This is showing, right? This is showing that you got your ass fucking kicked. You got your ass kicked, bro. You got your fucking ass kicked. You got your ass kicked in the beta. You got your ass kicked now in Street Fighter. And like with Mortal Kombat, you are blaming Street Fighter. It is not Street Fighter's fault you are getting your ass bodied because you refuse to play off stream. You refuse to get better. You think everybody, when you're not playing, stops playing completely, and then once you start playing, they just magically start playing again. Stop thinking that the shit revolves around you, dude. No, it doesn't. Nothing revolves around you. Just because you made it to master on Xbox when they had the stupid what is it? Uh win multiplier that gave you extra experience doesn't mean that you are a master. You aren't. You are mid-tier, dude. You don't deserve to be master. The only reason you made master on Xbox was because they didn't take away the exploits. You were able to exploit the game on Xbox with the win multiplier, right? Because you would lose, and then you would lose so much that you would get into a match with somebody who is obviously lower in ranking than you. And then you would win, and then you'd get all of those multipliers for the wins, right? And then you'd fight that one person that would stop your streak, and then you'd lose, losing little bits of points compared to the exorbitant amount of points that you would get because of those multipliers, and then you would win. That's how you made it to master. You did not make it to master because your skills are reflective of a master player. You made it there because you figured out an exploit to tease it. And that's all you do. You did it in Elden Ring, you did it in Diablo. You tease the game. If you can't tease the game, it's bad. The only exception to that was Final Fantasy 16, where you didn't like the game at all, but you were still able to cheese it with the lunging stab and icon abilities. You aren't good, Bill. You're not. You aren't good. You might have been good in the 90s when it was barely beginning, Phil, but this isn't the broken PS1 game that you made fourth place Evo or whatever the fuck. You know? These are new games. You are old in your 40s, dude. I'm in my 30s, and even now, I'm noticing a slowdown, not in my cognitive ability, but in my response time in fighting games, right? I'm noticing my response time is getting uh is lacking. But see, I can put that time in the lab to get better because I'm not beholden to this idea that I can only play video games while I'm streaming. And I'm sorry, nobody wants to see a dummy in the lab not know what the fuck they're doing just because they I know the fundamentals. You don't know shit outside of that, Phil. And that's why you're constantly looking up tech videos. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You understand the lingo, and that's how you get to know what to do. That's how you learn. And I'm not knocking that. Good. You know how to learn and adapt. But don't sit there and lambast the fighting game community as this ultimate evil in your mind, right? And then sit there and say, "Oh, I used the FGC's tech videos to improve my game." You're literally biting the hand that feeds you, bro, in this situation. You're literally denouncing the people who are giving you the abilities to do what you're doing. It's bullshit. I can't believe it, bro. Oh no. Oh, oh God.
There's a lot of factors involved, right? The timing of the day when I played it, the fact that because it was later in the day, it could have been.
He's literally saying that the time of day is why he lost. Phil, my boy. There's an old saying in the FGC that I've really enjoyed throughout my life because I've met some weird characters, right? Who's fucking mans, Phil? Who's mans? Whose mans is letting this guy out here say this stupid fucking shit? I'm only losing because I'm playing at nighttime. If I played during the daytime when all the little kids were on, I would be winning. So what you're saying is you can't hang with proper competition, Phil. That's what you're saying. You are saying I can't do this. I don't know how. Hmm. I can't beat the adults that plays the game, so I gotta plays it at the daytime when all the adults is working. Where'd your balls go? Because the last time I checked, there's not a single fucking man in the world that would admit I cannot compete with adults. I need to go and compete against the kids. And you can say, well, he's not saying that. Well, what does he mean by it then? What does he mean by it then? I if he can't play at night or has a worse time at night when there are more adults available to play the game because most people work day shift. Let what does he mean by that? If he can only hang during the daytime when most adults are working, what does he mean by that? And yeah, I'm reading a little into it, but I mean, what else could he mean by it? That's what I took from it. You could take something else from it, but that's what I took from it.
Connections, or it could have
Can't
been I
compete
was
with adults.
exhausted, right?
I was tired. I was tired from sitting in my chair all day. I sat here for 8 hours and played video games. I didn't have to get up and move heavy stuffs or nothing. Bill, you're a bitch. An absolute bitch. I was tired. I had to change cat litter and feed my horse. He didn't want the hay. I mean, you don't cook, you don't clean. What do you do? I do the dish. Bruh, no, you don't. You literally live off paper plates because you don't want to fix your dishwasher. I mean, no. You're fucking okay. So you're fucking lazy. You don't cook. You don't clean. You don't work out. You don't do shit. So how are you tired? How? I worked 16 hours yesterday. I worked 12 hours the day before, bro. And I'm not tired. I'm a big man. I'm a big man. And you could say, well, you might eat healthier than I don't. I don't. I don't. You know what I ate yesterday? Burger King. You know what I ate the day before that? Taco Bell. I don't eat good. I don't. I okay. I'm trying to change it. Admittedly, I very much am. I'm trying to change it. But he eats DoorDash every day. And he said, "Well, I only eat out once a day, once a week with my wife." You order DoorDash every motherfucking day, dude. Every day. It's either a sub sandwich, it's soup, or I mean, when you do those party things, you're ordering DoorDash like 3 times. You cannot sit there and tell me, dude. No. No, you're fucking lying. What do you have to be tired about, Phil? You don't do shit.
It could be that I didn't play Blanca in a little bit. Am I rusty with him?
You're a master level player. Master level players don't get rusty, Phil. A master level player should intrinsically know the character they're playing. That's why they're masters. A master player implies mastery of the character. Fucking God.
It could legitimately be the joystick. All right. But I'll
It no, it isn't. It isn't the joystick, Phil. You're lying. It is brand new. When I bought this, right? This is my favorite controller. It's just a normal DualSense, you know. It's my favorite controller. I bought it a special casing, you know. It's my favorite controller. I use it every day. I never get no lag. I never get anything. And then when I'm playing fucking fighting games, you know what I do? I connect it to the lightning charger so my inputs aren't dropped. You sit in front of your console. You sit in front of your shit. And you can't buy a 10-foot fucking cable, Phil? You can't buy cables? You can't? You can't buy cables? My God. It is you. It's you. You won't even buy brand new t-shirts. You had to go to Goodwill. You make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Hundreds. And you're gonna sit there and say you can't afford a $10 lightning cable? Oh my God. Can't with this bitch.
be honest. Out of all those factors, I still don't think it's the joystick. There's a couple reasons why. Number one, because it's
Oh,
new.
God. No one's
And even
doing it.
though when you get a new piece of equipment, you got to break it in.
Okay.
I've not been
So,
playing.
so I always find it funny when Phil's like, I work really hard. My money is always tied up. $180 for a microphone, whatever this diffuser thing is, and the stand. The microphone was the bulk of the purchase price, but I work. I worked really hard and I thought, hey, I can improve my stream audio. So when I'm playing games on my days off and I'm streaming, I could get better audio than what I have now, you know? I'm on a limited budget compared to him. So why is it I can get these things, make sure they work. Okay. So that fell off. But it's a tension thing. You just put it on there and you screw it together. So it's fine. It will go back together. But why can I get stuff like this for streams where it's literally just a hobby? I make no money on this. So why is it that I can go and try to improve my streams and stuff, right? Did I say $180? That's wrong. It was $100. Ah, um, it all cost 180 because I got different stuff with it. Uh, you know, but why is it that I can take what money I have, you know, and try and improve a hobby, a hobby. It's like getting into a relationship with a person you don't know. You know nothing about what you're doing, Phil, despite doing it for 15 years. You don't know how to work OBS. You don't know how to update your PC. You don't know how to improve anything. You don't know what you're looking for when you need a new camera. You rely on the people whom are in your chat to do it for you. That's wrong. That is wrong. I don't know. I think this guy's a leech.
This for what, 2-3 weeks? I don't think it's the joystick. All right. In
It's
fact, when
not,
I went to
Phil.
training mode during that night stream, which was offline and had no online component to it, you're just sitting in training mode. I got the combo every time but once. One time I did drop it, but outside of that, I practiced
And
it
it's
like
your
20 times.
connection,
And I
Phil.
got it 19 times. So how is it I can get 19 out of 20 offline, but as soon as I go online, I only get 1 out of
Because it's the connection. In fighting games, right? Some combos work offline, some combos work online. Think of it like like corner pressure, right? Some combos work while you're in the corner, some combos don't work when you're out of the corner, right? You can't in this instance in Injustice, right? You can hit multiple times in the corner. You can juggle off one punch, right? If you time it correctly, you can hit, they'll bounce a little bit, you can hit again, they'll bounce a little bit, then you have to go into your combo, right? But if you're not in the corner, that doesn't work. You can't hit multiple times with a single punch with most characters. You can with Batman. Oh boy, can you with Batman. But that's not the point here. Uh Sometimes combos don't work online. That's just how it is. Like with Wonder Woman in Injustice. Uh there's a combo that she does that requires her to spin and hit the person as they're falling. The timing for that is different online than it is offline. I can do it perfectly with her when I'm offline. When I'm online, fucking dropped every time. It is just how it is. It's just how it is. It's just how it is, Phil. So you have to take the good with the bad. Not everything's
one.
gonna be perfect, bro.
Do you see? So it makes me feel like there's definitely something going on there,
It's you.
right? And
It's
I
your
don't know.
lack of understanding.
It's confusing.
It is you.
It's annoying. Um, and it pisses me off. And what happened is, as you know, I've been trying to be less salty. When I played with Honda the other day, I said, "Listen, here's what I'm going to do. If someone beats me, I'm not going to get upset. I might say, okay, it's the top tier or whatever, but I'm not going to be losing my mind over it. I want to stay more calm. I stayed more calm, and I had a
No,
really
you
good Hobbs.
didn't. You literally beat the shit out of your stick. Okay, okay. Let's say this can of butane, right? This can of butane was his stick. He was beating the ever loving shit out of that thing. You could hear it. It was audibly slapping the shit out of that stick. I wasn't being salty. I was being a good man. I was being a good boy. Stop fucking lying, bro. You can't pull the wool over these eyes. You can't. I don't hear very well. I don't. I see like a fucking hawk. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, bro. You can't. There's something my grandma said from the old country that is pretty pertinent in this situation. People are stupid all the time, but willingly stupid people think they're brilliant when they're not. And a smart man would be willing to admit when they are wrong, and they'll take steps to change the fact that they were wrong and will improve themselves to be a better person in their community. Bill is hated by his community. And obviously, that's hyperbole. My grandma, she came over here in the 1930s, all that shit. That's that's just it's a joke. You know, she didn't actually say that. It's just stupid. But anyway, you know, you have to be able to accept your faults as they are. You have good fundamentals in Street Fighter, but you are bad at fighting games. You can't play Tekken. You can't play Mortal Kombat. You can't play Grand Blue Fantasy. You can't. You only stick to Street Fighter, and then you want to say, well, I'm really good at video games. You are not. You're not. I particularly am not very good at fighting games. I'm really good at Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Two games made by the same studio with pretty much the same combat style. The only difference is Injustice has back to block and Mortal Kombat has dedicated block button. You're just wrong, dude. You are wrong. It is and only will be you. It is your fault. Yours.
Session, one of my best ever. Great leveling and everything. Last night, it was absolutely impossible for me to stay calm because when you're playing matches and you have the match won, and every single time you have the match won, your combo drops, and then you lose that match because of it. How are you supposed to maintain your cool? It's like, why am I even playing? This is the equivalent of you're going to a baseball game and everyone else around you is able to play at their high level, but you're playing with a wiffle bat and you're expected to hit the ball and get a home run.
Bro, no, you are not playing with a wiffle ball bat. In your analogy, right? You're stepping up to the plate with 6 bats and 12 hands. You have the best odds. You have the best odds of winning because the equipment you have is specifically made for what you are playing. Like, let's use the analogy here of my controller. This this is made for Mortal Kombat. This, right? Something like this would be made for Mortal Kombat. A fight stick is created for something more involved, like Street Fighter. Now, Mortal Kombat in its newer versions have added fight stick inputs. You can change it to the extra input settings, so you can use your fight stick. But you didn't use those options in Mortal Kombat. You just complained because it didn't explicitly tell you. You are one of those people that you can't stand when things just aren't directly said to you. And it's annoying.
with a wiffle bat, and you keep swinging, and the bat keeps breaking, and the ball's falling. How am I supposed to do this? You're out of your mind, and that's what kept happening to me last night.
No,
Every
it
opportunity I
isn't.
had to win, it wasn't I didn't have the skill, it wasn't I didn't have the timing, I didn't know what I was doing.
You didn't have the skill. You didn't have the timing, and you didn't know what you were doing. And you got bodied. You lost 40 times in a row. Like, what?
I was playing well. In fact, I implemented new things
Or
last
not in a
night
row,
into
but
my
in a
game plan
stream.
that I hadn't before. I was doing different drive rushes that I'd seen top players using, mixing it up a bit, and it was working well. The new drive rushes were baiting various things, and it was working really, really well. I was like, oh, this is excellent. Let's keep baiting the drive rush. Let's keep doing that, right? And then it didn't matter because every time that I got the hit and here comes the combo to win, it would drop the combo, okay? So, first of all, yeah, I apologize for my incredible amount of rage and heat and salt and everything last night. But man, it's like I planned this out special. I did. I said, I'm going to come to the stream early. I'm going to try to play extra so I can make extra progress. I want to try to get my Blanka and my Honda to master as soon as possible. When we do,
and so I can make extra progress. In that stream, he complained about money.
And work on for variety. People have said, man, you've been working on Honda and Blanka for 2-3 weeks. You're right.
He didn't show up to the stream, right? He didn't show up to the stream 30 minutes early in hopes that he would make more improvement. You did it, right? You did it because you wanted to make extra money. You wanted to make money, dude. That's why. Not to improve your game, because if the prerogative was, or the imperative was, to improve your game, right? If it was to improve your game, you'd play offline. You would play off stream. If you seriously wanted to improve your game, you'd play offline and improve your game. But you don't. You don't. You blame it on the game. You blame it on the fight stick. You blame it on the connection. You blame it on everything else but you and your inability to actually play the fucking game.
The game
Phil.
as much, and that's what's taking so long. You see? So I'm trying to do better.
No, you're not.
I'm trying to get through this. And last night really angered me after having special plans. Gonna do it the first night stream. And this also doesn't bode well for the future. Because what if this is now a pattern? What if every time
of
now
you
that
getting your ass rocked? Yeah, it's gonna be a pattern. And then you're gonna drop it.
Everything goes wrong. Right? I'm winning matches.
Your ass is gonna get mopped. You're gonna drop the fucking game.
I honestly don't know. I don't know how I'm going to continue to survive in this game if that's the case, right? So the thing is, I don't know what.
All of this is thinly veiled begging. Because it's an allegory for him not making money. I don't know how I'm going to survive if this keeps happening. He made like $42 yesterday. All day. It's an allegory for his lack of making money.
What it is? Was it me?
Again,
was it the joystick?
Super hot like vision. I can
was
see
it
through
a
his
combination
bullshit.
of factors? And the sad fact is, I just don't have my answers, and that's what's the most frustrating. It would be one thing if, like, okay, something went wrong. Let's analyze the situation. Let's figure out the root cause so we can solve that. You know, I'm an analytical guy. I used to, at my old helicopter job, I was in continuous improvement. You would analyze a situation like this.
You are not analytical. You are not analytical. You're not. You're not. You are not analytical, Phil. You're not. You analyze nothing. Nothing, Phil. You are not analytical. You are fucking lying about yourself.
All the things that went wrong. Let's set them aside. Let's calculate them.
No. No, 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 no. Those are all the things that you believe went wrong because you're refusing to accept the fact that the common denominator is you. If you get your shit rocked in Mortal Kombat, it's Mortal Kombat. If you get your shit rocked in Street Fighter, it's Street Fighter. What next? If you get rocked in Tekken, it's gonna be Tekken's fault. So it's all these games, it's all of their faults, but it's never ever Phil's fault. Why is that, Phil? Why is it never your fault? Look at him. Look at look at him pulling shit out of thin air. Looking off into the distance. What can I say to convince these fucking dipshits to give me more money, to not leave? He's been begging for 500 members for 2 months now. I can't take this fucking guy. He's a leech. The motherfucker's a leech. Get out of here with your eye
Let's
holes.
figure out the root cause of each one, and then let's implement a solution. I have no idea what the root cause is, and I don't even know how to figure that out. Like I said, when we went to training mode,
I have
wasn't having
no
issues.
idea what
So
the root
seems to be
cause
something to do
is.
with playing online.
I have no idea what the root cause is, guys. I have no idea what the root cause is, guys. The only commonality amongst all these games is you playing it. I have no idea what's causing this, guys. Refuses to look in a fucking mirror.
But is it? I don't know. In the
You! Oblivious man is dumb. You! You! Oh man, I went completely Christopher Lloyd there. It's you! It's you, Marty! Only you can push the fucking DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour. It's you! Right? Right? If a dude moves into a town that has no history of break-ins, right? And then all of a sudden these break-ins start happening after the guy moves into the neighborhood. What's the obvious factor? Who is it? You! You're that man that moved into the neighborhood. You're the reason all this shit is happening. You! My God! I've never seen somebody so oblivious.
funny part is, it wasn't like, oh, every
You made me
connection looked
do
like it was bad. No, some of these connections look
88
great. 17
gigawatts,
milliseconds, but I
bitch.
can't do a basic combo. Huh?
It's you! If you can't do the combo, it's you!
Does that make sense? If there's zero delay, then how on earth can I not do a combo? I get the feeling, I hate to say it, like most of these games with their rollback netcode, that it's not accurate. You may not realize this, and I've explained this before, and a lot of people dispute it because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about, and they listen too much to the FGC heads who talk out of their asses about how everything is good, so that you...
They listen to people who work on these games. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid was a community-created video game. Created, I believe, by Justin Wong. Justin Wong, along with others in the FGC, also worked on Mortal Kombat, also worked on Street Fighter, also worked on Mortal Kombat 11, also worked on Street Fighter 5, also worked on Mortal Kombat X. I mean, these people aren't just in the community. They aren't just prominent people in the community. They are creating these games also. I don't get it. They're listening to the people in the FGC who says it's all good. As opposed to listening to a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's saying, who lives in his own ignorant bubble of dumbassness and refuses to do any sort of research. Fuck this guy.
You believe them and you'll watch their content. But rollback netcode is not the solution and end all be all of online netcode for fighting games. The better a connection supposedly is with rollback, the more inputs are dropped. I'm going to repeat that.
No.
The more or the better the connection, the lower the millisecond ping latency in a rollback netcode online match in a fighting game, the more inputs get dropped. Because that netcode needs to have that match show as smooth. So if it means fuck you, drop your input to make the match look smooth, it will do it.
No, it won't. You're making shit up. You're making shit up, Phil. That's a bull-faced fucking lie.
I knew this from the day rollback netcode was implemented. When the Cannon brothers launched it and wanted everyone on Shoryuken.com to start playing emulated fighting games online for free in the mid-2000s, and they said, here's our GGPO netcode. It's unique and revolutionary. It's rollback. And everyone started playing. And it kept saying low connections. But then when you played, half your fucking moves dropped. And
You're lying. You're lying. You're just making excuses. I'm not disputing that he knows his fighting game history. I'm not disputing that because what he said there is true. I'm not disputing that. But it's he just wants to make a quality picture and make it look nice. That's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit, Phil. Shut the fuck up and stop lying. Tell the
called
truth.
them out on it, and they admitted it. And they said to me, yes.
It's always this. It's always this. Doesn't matter if it's the veterinarian. It doesn't matter if it's Comcast. The dudes that created rollback netcode, they always admit that they are wrong and Phil is right. Every time. Every motherfucking time. Every time.
What you're saying is true, but don't say it publicly because we're trying to sell GGPO to companies to use in video games.
You are fucking lying, Phil.
And if you say that, they're not going to buy it. That was outright fucking said to me directly by the Cannon brothers.
When? When and where? You're lying. And you can tell by that smug look on your face that you believe people are believing your fucking bullshit. You are lying, Phil.
Liar. And this was the mid-2000s. Guys, we're almost 20
You're
years
lying.
Later, and people still think
Liar.
rollback netcode is the solution to fighting games because they don't
Liar.
understand how it works.
Liar.
Okay? The difference between rollback
Liar.
and delay-based is that rollback essentially wants the game to always look smooth no matter what, but that means you have no clue if the connection is actually good. With delay-based, you know it's bad because
bullshit.
it fucking lags to shit. But with rollback, you'll never know. Oh, 17
shit.
milliseconds. But every time I'm doing a move, half my
I've
inputs
tried
drop
to date a horse
to
once.
make
It didn't work out
look
for me.
so good. That's fucked up. But people just accept
He
that that's,
is.
oh, that's the best way.
And the only influence he had is on people wanting to beat the shit out of him.
Make a new netcode.
That's the only
That's
thing.
better than rollback. We've had rollback for 20 years, yet games still lag. Obviously,
He's fucking lying, dude. He's lying. Every fucking thing he said there was a goddamn lie. The thing about rollback netcode and these people literally admitting to Phil in a magical, non-existent space that they're just trying to sell a product that doesn't actually work, and they just magically admitted this to Phil in the back rooms, you know. No, Phil. You're lying, bro. I know you're lying. Because I played fighting games before rollback netcode. and they were abysmal. And I played fighting games after. Exactly. Everything is told to him from a third party. It doesn't matter if it's his veterinarian. It doesn't matter if it's Comcast. It doesn't matter if it's Comcast's technicians. They'll admit that they were scamming him, that they were just trying to get money out of him, that I don't know. I could go on about this guy. He's fucking lying.
So, yeah, that pisses me off. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe last night I was having matches where the connections weren't so bad. I would say a lot of matches were like 17, 20, 30 milliseconds. Yet my combo drops every time. Why?
Because there are some combos that work online or that work offline that don't primarily work offline or online. Again, I can bring up Injustice. Wonder Woman has a move that is impossible to hit online. It's the launcher and then you go into like her spinning hit. I can't remember what it is, but it's a spinning kick thing that she does, and it's supposed to be able to catch the person off the bounce. But it doesn't work online, and when it does, it needs impeccable timing to work. So what you're probably experiencing is this combo works offline. It would work locally at a tournament or something, but it doesn't necessarily work off or online. And when you go into the lab, Phil, and you train against a dummy that does not move or block, you're gonna get the combo you want every time because there's no resistance to the combo. Maybe your spacing is off. Maybe your timing is off.
game's dropping my inputs. The things that I need to do have precise timed inputs, while the top tiers I'm playing are just dial combos. You know, you can do them like you're brain dead.
Speaking of online versus LAN, it just pisses me off that he talks about online tactics when he hasn't played LAN in over a decade. My point. My point. What like what if he played against Cat, you know? I mean, the horse has hooves. Can they play fighting games? Probably not. But anyway, has he played against somebody else locally to test those combos? No. So everything he's saying is just an assumption based upon his negative experience of that session last night. And I'm sorry, Phil, your comparison to you going into a baseball game with a wiffle ball bat when you literally spent $300 on like an expert wiffle ball bat is just bullshit. It's bullshit, Phil. Every fucking thing you're saying is bullshit.
You don't actually need any timing at all to do it. As opposed to Blanka, you have to have timing. It's not brain dead timing. You need to have everything.
It is brain dead timing, Phil. Blanka is a brain dead character. He has so many easily abusable tools that it's ridiculous. And the fact you're playing E Honda has not escaped my hawk-like vision on your stupid ass, Phil. I know why you play E Honda. Because you can abuse that fucking headbutt. Every time you play E Honda, you're spamming that headbutt. And what really gets me is when you played Mortal Kombat, you played Liu Kang, and then every time you played Liu Kang, you tried to spam into combos. Mortal Kombat doesn't work like that. It's not Cetrion. It's not E Honda. You tried to play Mortal Kombat like it was Street Fighter and it didn't work. And then on the next day, you literally were complaining that Mortal Kombat was not Street Fighter. You're an idiot, Phil.
Timed right. You need to have everything spaced right. It's different. That's why he's not top tier. That's why you can't play him.
I want to put these fingers through my motherfucking eyes, Phil. What did I just say? The timing online is different than the timing offline. It's the same for every fighting game I've ever played. And you can say that you prefer delay-based fighting games, but nobody does. Nobody does, Phil. Everybody prefers the era of rollback netcode. Is it perfect? No, but it is as bad as you're saying? Also, no.
Him like a brain dead idiot. You actually have to be reacting to things going on in the game. But the top tiers are pretty brain dead in this game. To be quite frank, they really built them that way. So, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe not. Again, I would say
Yep,
it could definitely be
exactly
me
that.
because I'm getting older, and after having doing a podcast, doing a 3+ hour gameplay stream, then dinner with my wife.
I hate how he acts like this is hard. I worked 16 hours yesterday. It's my first day off in 2 weeks. This isn't hard, Phil. It isn't. I want you to go outside and I want you to find a group of construction workers, right? I want you to tell them, go sit down and complain about your job and how hard it is, and watch how fast your job gets done. It won't get done, Phil. And that's my point. You insistently sitting there complaining about every fucking thing is not going to get you better at the game. It isn't. It's not going to discourage all the other people from playing. Like, oh shit, we're outclassing Phil. We need to stop playing. Who who would do that? I've said it once. I'll say it again, Phil. There's an old saying in the FGC, one that I've loved ever since I heard it as a child. Whose fucking man's, Phil? Whose man's is letting you out here? Speak this stupid shit. I know it's a lie. The people watching know it's a lie. You can't pull the wool over these eyes. You could probably deceive these ears because I don't hear too well. But I got my hawk-like vision on your ass. It ain't going nowhere, Phil.
Cleaning up with the house and everything, and then trying to get up here and play fighting games, I'm probably exhausted. I probably am. And then once the first few matches go wrong, that could just lead to a big domino effect of me just being bad all night.
It can lead to a big piece of shit being pulled out of my ass so I can make up these excuses and these vents believe me.
And never really recovering. But the thing that gets me is that in part 3 of last
Thing that gets me is people actually pay you for this shit, Phil. The economy has been pretty rough since the pandemic. Phil is living a dream, not the dream, but a dream that he gets to live on easy mode until the whales stop. From what I've seen, the whales are basically putting themselves out to pasture. They're removing themselves from the sea world that is Phil's pygnosis. And Phil is starting to slowly realize that as well. Like earlier, he said, I went on 30 minutes earlier just to make sure that I got those extra steps. Bullshit, bitch. You went on 30 minutes earlier so you could get 30 minutes more of revenue. When I go to work 30 minutes early, I don't go there to make sure my work gets done. I don't. I go there 30 minutes early or an hour early or whatever the fuck. I go there early so I can get more money from the day. That's what I do. And that's what you do, Phil, because you're an adult that lives begrudgingly in the real world 1% of the time, let's say. We all exist. We all understand how we have to pay bills, Phil. I still can't believe he got in an argument with Rich from Review Tech about how he pronounces his name. My name isn't Phil, or my name isn't Philip, it's Phil. But when he was talking to the judge, it was explicitly Philip. The stupid shit this guy thinks about, you know? And instead of improving his content, he tries to go and start drama with LTG. You know, sometimes sometimes I think Phil was that kid that constantly had snot running down his face, that constantly had his shoes untied, his pants like unzipped and unbuttoned, just real dirty all the fucking time. Until his mom came and changed it for him. Until his mom came and took care of him. And I mean, the proof is there. She brushed his hair until he was what, 16, 17? I wonder, I wonder, did Phil go on dates where his mom had to drive him? I know. It's so stupid. Instead of fighting on Twitter with LTG, right? Why don't you look up YouTube videos on how to improve your streaming setup? You know, I do this on a shitty laptop. Well, admittedly, it's not a shitty laptop. I like it. It's a good laptop for what it is. But that doesn't mean I'm not out here looking for a better solution, Phil. I'm not I'm not here asking Sins of Fury, you know? I'm not asking them, "Hey, give me $5,000 so I can go buy another fucking computer." It's just like it's delusion. That's what it is. It's delusion. It's delusions of grandeur. That's exactly what it is. He believes he's better than he actually is. It's delusion.
Night of all the 3 hours, the beginning of part three, I had enough. I said we're going to training mode, and I went to training mode, and I wasn't having issues. So
Because you practiced
what
against
was
a
it?
dummy that
I
didn't
don't know.
move.
Okay, so I wish I had solutions for you. I've tried to analyze this from every angle, and I don't think there's a way to figure it out. All we can do is see if it continues. All right. So the next time I'm playing ranked in Street Fighter 6 is this Friday night for Friday Night Fights on the late stream. So let's see what happens. Let's together try to play with E Honda.
He's 18. His mom picks him up. He just, Thor, honey? Mom, don't think about girls. Well, I thought you went on a date with a girl. I honestly believe that Cat is just a cover. Being secure in who I am as a person, I'm not opposed to saying, "Hey, that's an attractive man right there." I'm not opposed to saying, "Hey, dude's pretty buff." That doesn't mean I don't like women. I do. But Phil is so uptight and so anal retentive that he cannot admit anything to the contrary. Yet he makes scat humor all the time. He makes weird like homoerotic jokes all the time. But every single time it's a woman. That is also very true. What I've heard it before when I was on Chill Murray's stream, like over there with Chill Murray. I genuinely believe that Phil only married Kat and was no, he didn't really try to do that with Panda Lee. She wanted that, I believe. Like she wanted more intimacy with him, but he was just like, ew, no. And that's why I believe that Kat is a cover. Because the chick was throwing herself at him. They were on vacation. She was laying half off the bed, like, oh, take me, Phil. And he was sitting there watching movies. You can't make this shit up. I genuinely believe Phil bats for his own team.
On the late night
Not that
stream,
there's
it'll be
anything
ranked
wrong with that,
4-star diamond gameplay.
but
So we're getting way up
he
there in the
seems
ranks.
like
I'm
one of
probably going
those
to end up playing
dudes
5-star
that would
diamond
go to
players.
church
All
for
right, and
conversion.
let's see how it goes with Honda, right? And go from there. All right, let's see. And maybe if I could do really well with Honda, maybe the curse is broken, or maybe it's something to do with the connections, or maybe it's something to do with Blanca. Who knows? But let's see this Friday night. Again, I'm not gonna let this beat me. I'm not gonna let this defeat me. I'm not gonna be upset and cry like a baby. I'm not gonna be upset and cry like a baby. I'm just gonna bitch for 45 fucking minutes and then blame every fucking thing in the world. How do you sit there with a straight fucking face and say I'm not gonna cry after having just cried? What? Let's see. What is it? We are at. He's been crying for an hour and 16 minutes. Remove 20 minutes of that for the intro and shit. So, a little under an hour, he's been bitching about this, but he's not crying about it. He's not crying about it, guys. It's just an hour crying Was I
about it.
heated last night? Yes, but I've now cooled down. I want to regroup.
But he did. He did blame the stick earlier in the stream. He did blame the stick. He said maybe the stick is defective or some shit. He did blame the stick. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. He blames everything but himself. But what's the common denominator amongst all of this? It's not me, right? It's not me. It's not you. It's not the fight stick. It's not the game. It's not the PlayStation, Xbox, TV. It's Phil. It's just Phil. I don't know. I don't know.
I want to do things more positively starting tomorrow, or starting Friday, I should say. Okay? So let's see what happens. All right? So, by the way, if you actually want to hear.
I think it's funny how he says that he has a welcoming community, right? Yeah, he's literally sitting there reading his chat, making sure there is no dissension at all. I can't believe this fucking guy.
My stats of how it went, right? By the way, here's a fucking idiot. Get out of here. You guy's insulting me. Yeah. Good thing to do. I literally just say on the show, I don't know what the factor is, but it definitely could have been me.
That is not what you said, Phil. You didn't say, I don't know what it is. It could be me. You said, I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, that's fucking stupid. That's stupid. Because you have the ability, right? You have the ability to say, cut out words that you don't want shown on stream. You can block them from your chat, uh, whatever, you know? You can do that. But he doesn't. He walls up his community and is like, I have a welcoming community. I just have 30 guards at every point of entry. You know, it would be like me saying, "Hey, Sins, you know, you're not welcome here. I need you on a day cooldown because I don't know who you are, and you can come in here and say anything you want." But then, right? Then you and I wouldn't be having the conversation that we're having now. And even if you came in here and were like, "That's wrong, you're wrong, Phil did this and that," you know, I would welcome the discourse because I'm not an invalid that lives in a bubble. I am a cognitively aware adult who understands that dissension of opinion is necessary for understanding. You have to welcome difference of opinion if you're going to try and understand people. You won't understand anything if you just know it from your point of view. And Phil's an idiot
And the guy's insulting me.
for that
Well,
reason.
fuck you. Leave. Okay. So here we go. Here's how it went last night. 41 wins and 34 losses, 55% win-loss ratio. Okay? So I still won more than I lost. Okay? And if you take a look, we are now at 2,404 wins, 1,576 losses. We went down 1%. We're now only at 60% win-loss rate. Okay? Which sucks. All right? But what can you do? I want to go up and I went down one. But we are less than 100 wins away from 2,500 wins, which I would argue is my next big wins milestone. No? So we'll start tracking. I doubt we're hitting it Friday night, but likely whatever the next day is that I play Street Fighter 6 ranked, it looks like we will hit 2,500 wins. Who will it be with? Will it be with Honda? Will it be with Blanca?
And I've noticed a pattern with how he plays. He likes to call out pattern players all the time, right? But I've noticed a pattern with his play. Exactly. I do too. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll admit with every fiber of my being that I'm wrong. But never once will I say that's not the truth in the face of damning evidence of proof. It's just stupid for somebody to do. You're denying the truth. And that's what Phil does all the time. He lives in his bubble and he denies the truth because he's a mentally stunted child. And that's what Asperger's is. It's it's social stunting. You're not mentally developed enough to be socially conscious. And based upon Phil's look right there, I think he agrees with me. Yep.
I guess we'll see. But the milestone is incoming. Okay? All right. So anyway,
Is this fat man on the internet right?
And I
Let
hope
me
that,
jiggle my belly.
again, you guys will keep giving my content a shot. Really. I'm sorry
This
for the way
fucking
that I
guy.
got so upset. Rougeau's correct. Rougeau says you can't really compare combo consistency and training regardless of lag. So much other stuff you're thinking about and feeling can mess with timing. No, you're right. That's absolutely correct. That's what I mean. It definitely.
No, that isn't what you mean. Because if that's what you meant, that should have been what you said. You didn't say any of that until somebody in your audience pointed it out to you, Phil. And that's what Sins is saying. You don't know shit. You're told shit. Like a fucking hawk, bro. He watches it like a hawk has two mice on the ground, right? And it's tailing these motherfucking mice. That's Phil with his chat. I'm glad I'm not the only one that sees that.
It could have been me. It could have been
It's
that.
pathetic, dude.
It's funny because I do much
sense
better
of
with Blanca
dissension
during the day streams.
gone
If you take
instantly.
at all the other streams that I've played with Blanca. The time before, 73% win-loss ratio. The time before, 71% win-loss ratio. The time before, 85% win-loss ratio. Hell, even when I hit master, I had
Okay, and this is what I was saying, and this is what I was gonna get into, right? He wins, right? And then off those group of wins, before they took away the ability to get like extra experience points for bulk wins, he would win, and then to get back in that same bracket where he can win, he would lose like 3, 4 times. And then once he got back in that same bracket of lower class but high tier diamond players, right? He would win, or whatever ranking that he was in at that time. He would win 5 games, lose 4 games, and then based on that chunk of wins that he would get every time, that's how he got his Blanca to master. I don't even know where he's getting these statistics from, if I'm being honest. So I shouldn't really speak on the statistics, which I'm trying not to, but I don't believe him. I don't believe he had an 80% win-loss ratio. I've never seen him win that much. Now, I'm not saying Phil is horrible at Street Fighter. He's a competent player, but he's not master level. He's not.
had a 64% win-loss ratio. It actually was only when I was hitting 4 to 5-star diamond that I only had a 47% win-loss ratio. That was actually
Because that's your skill ceiling, Phil. You are a diamond level player.
my lowest ever with Blanca, 47%.
You're not a
So
master.
it seems like almost every
And
single
I think it's funny. As soon as they took away that the what is it? The experience buff for bulk wins, his ranking just fucking plummeted. If you're going to be a master, you should have to earn it. You shouldn't get streak points or whatever it is, perk points, like it's fucking Call of Duty or some shit. Or you get multipliers for the amount of wins that you get. It's bullshit, Phil.
daytime stream that I've played, I've done really well.
All right, guys, give me 1 second.
You
I'm
know,
gonna go get
why
some
is that?
water.
Why
Why is that? Why? Sounds like the fucking birds from Finding Nemo. Mine. What's the ranking system like in Counter-Strike? I don't think I've ever played that game.
Why on the daytime streams do I do so much better? I don't know. So it
And there's one thing that really pissed me off at the beginning of this stream. Feels like I can't play at night. I play better during the daytime. I mean, I might be reading a little too into this, but is that Phil admitting that he can't play against adult players? Or is that Phil saying that he prefers to play against more incompetent younger people? Oh man, I wish we could absorb that salt. I've been pretty deficient in salt lately, so I thought, hey, Phil produces the shit like it's gold. So why not throw some fucking shade at the dude? I just can't believe it. The dude's out here in a fucking button-up shirt looking like Charlie Sheen without the cocaine and tiger's blood. Out here looking like a knockoff Billy Joel. Bruh, those shirts aren't for you. They're not. And the fact you look sickly just confirms even more that you look like Charlie Sheen. It's time to give it up, bro. It's not working. Ah, damn. And
it could be that I'm
one thing that genuinely makes me upset is I'm new here, right? One of my very first streams on the platform. I've been streaming off and on over wow. Shit. That's fucked up. I would never play that game. Wow. But you know, I'm new on the platform, right? This is like my third stream ever here on YouTube, fourth, maybe fifth. I stream off and on sometimes over on Twitch, but I don't really care for the platform. Uh, you know, but even then, look at this. Look at this. Damn. I like grindy games sometimes, but I like high fantasy MMOs and stuff if I'm gonna grind for things like that. But look, I have an opening screen with chat. I have a game stream with chat. I have a we'll be right back screen. I have a gaming and video game layer or source or whatever you want to fucking call it, a scene. I have the video scene and all of this. I created all of that stuff or no, I like set up all this stuff with no knowledge of how to work OBS. And Phil has been doing this for 15 years. I did this because I wanted to show how incompetent Phil is. Okay? I I set this up in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. A minute. 30 seconds. It's literally you just go to Streamlabs and they literally have a catalog of shit for you. You know? And it's not even like it's thousands of dollars. I paid $20 and I got a catalog of basically free to use scenes, transitions, everything I would need for $20. And Phil can't even pay a 15-year-old to make shorts for him. And he does this shit professionally. I'm just sick of it. This fucking guy is incompetent. No, he's knowingly leaving out chat or chat out so that if people want to learn the context, it's either you go to the detractors or listen to Phil's words. I completely agree with that. But that's not really what I was saying. I'm saying that it didn't take me too long to figure out how to set all this stuff up. Yet Phil can't learn how to make shorts. He doesn't want to learn how to edit. He doesn't want to learn how to properly, set up his stuff. He doesn't want to learn cable management. He doesn't want to learn how to properly, do anything. He wants his dents to do it for him. And that's what I mean. He's incompetent. But I completely agree with what you're saying. He for much as he lambasts the detractors, he needs them. Oh yeah, he's fucking lazy. He needs them. Because if not for the detractors, who's gonna push people onto his content? I didn't know of Phil before Duty Streams. I didn't know of like Ethan Rao before before detractors. You learn of lolcows through detractors. So Phil needs them, these people. And I'm not going to say I'm a detractor. I'm just a person with a disgruntled opinion that wanted to finally voice their opinion on this person. If that makes me a detractor, then welcome my fat ass. Make room. I need like 3 chairs, please. I'm not really that big. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just fucking. I'm just playing.
I'm tired, right? I don't know.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him with that laser vision, reading it like a fucking hawk watching fucking mice, bro.
All right. So
And now I have really good vision. I have really good vision. And I'm not even like that. Oh man. Oh man. Gundam? It's a Gundam is genuinely one of the best comedians on the platform. I genuinely believe that. I don't always agree with what he says, but everything he does say that is a joke or at least comes off as a joke, comedy gold to me. And I think it has to do with that voice. It reminds me a little bit, of what's his name? Oh, what's his name? It, he played Iago on or in Aladdin, and he was the Affleck duck. Echo, who voiced Iago in Aladdin?
Iago was played by Alan Tudyk in the 2019 film Aladdin.
No, not that. Echo, who played Iago in the cartoon Aladdin movie?
This might answer your question. Alan Tudyk.
Oh my fucking god. No, it wasn't. You're wrong, Echo. Echo, who was the Affleck duck?
Here's what I found. Gottfried is the voice of the iconic Affleck duck.
Gilbert
It's
fucking
Mr.
Godfrey.
Godfrey.
There we go. He sounds like something off of Howard Stern mixed with Gilbert fucking Godfrey. That's perfect. It's the inflection, the way he says things, just gold to me. I don't know why. When they pulled up that clip of him just fucking lambasting Phil on the side scrollers interview, bruh. I laughed my ass off at that. That was fucking funny. And Phil's like, well, listen, no, bitch, because you're getting a lot of people that don't like you. A lot. And when people like Mutahar are out here literally saying, hey, I want an interview, I will pay you $5,000, and you say no, and then run back and then start begging your dents for money, I have a problem with you. Because you're making an exorbitant amount of money every year off these people. And not a single fucking time have you said thank you to them. Not a single time have you said I wouldn't be here without them. You literally you literally just attacked a 15-year-old child because they asked for measly compensation on shorts that they made. And instead of saying, no, thank you, I'm not in a position to do that, I appreciate your work, you just attack him. Give me a sec, I'll be right back. It was just the mailman. Okay, I'm back. You know, and I have no problem with people making money on this platform. Let's get that abundantly clear. I don't care. I don't care if people are making $1, $1 million, hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't fucking care. That doesn't affect me at all. But when I can openly see a rich motherfucker taking advantage of people who have less than them, I will have a problem with you 100% of the fucking time. And I will call your ass out on it every fucking time, Phil. You are a rich man decrying poor while literally living in a 2-story fucking house with a paid off car in a gated community. Fuck you, Phil. You are stealing from these people, and I will say you're stealing from these people every motherfucking time because you don't need what they're giving you. Yet you beg for it. It would be different if, of their own volition, they were giving it to you of their own free will, but you guilt them into it. And that's what pisses me off. That is the only thing about Phil that genuinely pisses me off as a person because I struggle for my money, I work for my money, and I bust my ass every day to make sure that my money is at where it's at. And I can guarantee these people are living on fixed incomes. And when you start taking advantage of people who are mentally disabled, the way you take advantage of Jade, I will call your ass out on it every fucking time. And I don't care if I get banned. You are a fucking piece of shit, Phil. You steal from the disabled, and I will never, ever, ever let you live that down. You took money from Jade, a disabled person, and you didn't give it back. You took hundreds of dollars from them, and they are mentally disabled. You should feel ashamed of your fucking self. How dare you take advantage of them? Okay, I'm done.
So, sorry about the rage yesterday. I'll do my best moving forward, and we'll see what happens Friday night. All right? It's that simple. Cool. Okay, let's talk about what's going on for the rest of the week today. GTA 5 continues. Hopefully, we'll do as many story-based missions
All right.
today.
That's really all I wanted to talk about, guys. Sin, I very much appreciate your opinion on the matter. I hope you come back for the next one. I don't know when that will be, but I very much appreciate your input. Have a good day. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. And don't let fucking morons like this take advantage of people who are less fortunate than them. Fuck this guy.